All right, we're recording. Okay, so let's get to your comments from yesterday and like that. So on my help requested video, nickel iron Edison battery help requested for book. I requested some questions. And this guy uh Joe said only one question. Where can you actually buy some? So I put some replies. Oh, he replied back. Since they outlive their owners, you can find them at estate sales. Railroads and yachts use them. Also, the military and mineral mines. Universities also. I also want to add hospitals. Check out the guy who got me into them. He said they are out there. That was a Hillbilly Homesteads channel. What could I put in the book? What I could put in the book is how I found mine and what to look for, like pictures of the kinds of nickel iron and others. There's a lot of confusion between knife brand, nickel iron. Oh, what the heck? Why did they do that? Of course you're gonna read more. Why would you half-ass read stuff? Hey, software people, don't do that. Just put the whole thing. Nickel iron, nickel cadmium, and others. I could make a section on tips to tell what is what. The different types also change styles through the years. And then there's a link to Hillbilly Homestead's pros and cons of nickel iron batteries, or Edison batteries, sorry. He says, thanks. The company out of Colorado that was selling them said that they discontinued them. They were already very expensive, and now with tariffs and container shipping prices, they were very cost prohibitive to import from China. It would be nice to see them made in America again. So to reply to that, they're not going to be made in America again. They use mercury, and which is a highly regulated material nowadays, and then they also use nickel, which is it's a semi-precious metal, and so they're not going to be made in America again. Not with the way we run our taxes and the Environmental Protection Agency and all the different problems we have here in America. We're in a decline, and we're just scratching around on the bones of the empire now, and we're in a total decline system. So don't ever expect them to be made in America again. Not with the current laws. You think they're cost prohibitive now to import them? It'd be probably 10 times the cost to get all the licensing and environmental permissions and all that stuff and legislation. Forget it. They legislated the heck out of it till they're not possible. But Edison did make hundreds of thousands of them, so they're out there. So don't give up. Rather than trying to reinvent the wheel, you got these people trying to make their own or whatever. Forget it. Go find a set, and I'll teach you through these videos and my books and stuff what I know. And I've been successful in rehabilitating really old ones. And there's other people out there doing the same with nickel cadmium, which is a cousin to nickel iron. And so don't give up. Keep looking. Look at estate sales. Look at junk yards. Look at recycling yards. There's a lot of battery collection agencies that collect batteries, and then they just sit there. Go through them people. And buy my book. The one thing you need to do is buy my book. I spent the last 10 years finding data, and before you get while you're looking around for them, it's going to take you a long time to find them. It took me years. While you're waiting, get my book and educate yourself, because you need to have the knowledge if you're going to have these. These aren't for beginners. These are advanced level batteries compared to what LifePo 4 and a bunch of others have. These are for These are for people that want to read and learn. So get my book. That's the number one question is, why haven't you got my book yet? To even question where you get them is getting the cart before the horse. The horse is my book. Buy my book. All right, this other guy I gotta go back. Can I go back on this? Oh, there's this other guy. I suggest using a spark resistance fan, an explosion proof fan, or a brushless exhaust fan in order to vent the hydrogen out of the room, or else you should expect an explosion sooner or later. Well, the way hydrogen works is it's almost instantly out to the outer atmosphere. I mean, the rate of acceleration of its rise is like, you ever have a balloon underwater, how it wants to just jump out of your hands and rise to the surface of the water? It's the exact same thing with hydrogen and our atmosphere. It just takes it whatever path of least resistance it can, up and away and gone. So unless there's a way it can collect in that room, it's not. And it's by a stairwell, so it's all getting vented out. This house is an old railroad house where they brought it on railroad carts, and it's back in 1907 or something. And it's drafty. This house is actually one of my forms of torture living here, because whatever the temperature is outside, it's like that inside, if you know what I'm saying. I'm not very wealthy, and my house reflects that. So this is another advertisement for my book, which is pretty much Edison's studies and things. Make sure you buy this book, because I went through a lot of effort to make it. And instead of, this is the title, if you can't find the link at the bottom of the video, if you're watching this on a Roku or like a home smart TV, a lot of times they don't have the metadata and or the descriptions and stuff. So this is it right there. Collector's Edition Nickel Iron Alkaline Battery Encyclopedia Manual and Advertisement Compilation. That's the author, that's me. And this is what it's about on the back. I published this. It's almost 300 pages of nickel iron goodness. So get your reading on. While you're looking for these batteries, and I got an example right here of the kind you'd find, and I'll go into that in a second. While you're looking for your battery you're drooling over, get your knowledge on, because I'm telling you, there's a reason why they don't make them anymore, and there's a reason why people don't study anymore. It's hard. It's really, really hard material to grasp, and you need to get your learning on. Okay. I'm a little aggravated right now. I don't have time to make this video. And I'm really aggravated because no one bought the book. No one had bought the book. Everybody wants to just like get pretend they want to walk, or they want to talk the talk, but they don't want to walk the walk. Get the book. Okay? And let's look what's in the book here. I'll tell you. This book is also free on the internet. I left it in a few places because if you're poor like me, you can't afford $20. But chances are, no matter what I say, you won't get it. You're too stubborn. You'd rather go for the price of going out to lunch somewhere nowadays. You could have this book and get your learn on. So in the beginning, there's manuals. There's no page numbers. I got to rectify that. There's manuals. They talk about how to service them. They talk about how they used to be manufactured. That's one thing that irks me beyond belief, is people that think that they've posted these videos like, this is how you make a nickel iron battery, and you watch the video and they don't know anything from nothing because they didn't buy my book. This book proves to you that you're not able to make these, not without specialized machinery. Look, a trip to the factory. Let's look at some of this machinery they use. You see the pictures? You got that kind of machinery? Do you? Do you think you can make these by yourself? Do you realize they use a lot of acid? And to make the nickel flake, he put the nickel on the rolls of copper, and then he'd use the acid to dissolve the copper, and then the flake would be accessible. There was all kinds of procedures, and then he would use a hydraulic press to pound that into the tubes. You can't make these on your own, people. And if you just bought my book, you'd realize it. Okay? So all these crazy YouTube videos are saying, this is how you make a battery, baby. No, they're frauds. And those get a lot of clicks because they make it sound like it's easy. Here's some patents. Have you read a patent lately? When's the last time you read a patent in your life? Get the paper so you can highlight it, you can circle it, you can write notes. Get the paper version. If you want to get the digital version, it's out on the internet. If you're too poor, fine. Understand. But if you really want to learn, get the paper version. Also, there's an ebook version on Amazon. Don't get it. It's like scrambled eggs. I mean, if you're like one of those people that like Sudoku, to like figuring out puzzles, go ahead and get it. But if you like something easy, get the paper. This is $20. This is almost nothing. I was in Iraq and I'd buy DVDs for $20 that they'd sell from Syria. They were probably gray market, you know what. So this is worth $20, okay? Get it? And look at all that. You can study it. Now, in the next edition, I'm going to resize this so it's not micro-sized. Either take individual pages and blow them up. This is my first attempt, but at least it gives you some ability to write some notes and stuff. So get this edition. Here's the plan. Here's your plan, Mr. and Mrs. Probably there's no Mrs., but we'll see. This is your plan. This is your game plan. Get the book, study. There's over 300 pages of study in here, okay? Well, about 300, right? I didn't make this for my health. I made this because people are willfully ignorant, which is inexcusable. You cannot be ignorant if you want these batteries, all right? Not only that, but you should want to learn. That's why society is decaying, because people don't want to learn anymore, all right? So, okay, what am I going to tell you next? All right, so I got some more material that's going to be in the second edition, okay? Look at that, some mouses eating dinner on that right there. These are old and hard to find. They're expensive. You know, to buy this, you could buy like 5 or 6 of these. Do you understand? It's a lot of money, and this is just one. I'm trying to reproduce these for the masses, but the masses don't want to learn. Apparently, that video was viewed over 45 times since yesterday, and nobody bought the book. What are you doing with yourself? Okay? When I say buy a book, you need to buy the book, okay? I don't say that ever, unless it means something. All right. I wish somebody had this book when I got started. I would have bought it in the second for twice the price. All right, so there's this book here, Edison Nickel Iron Alkaline Storage Batteries for Industrial Trucks. This, look at that. There's probably like mouse pox on that. See what I have to put myself through? All right, so I'm gonna have this in the second edition. All this stuff, right? Now, Is there going to be a second edition of my book? I want there to be, but if no one's even buying the first edition, you can kiss your sorry, you know what? You can afford $20 to learn. Don't you believe in yourself? Don't you want to invest in yourself? You know, it irks me. Okay, where could I find the batteries? How about where can you find this book and buy it while you're looking for batteries, all right? And you can write me questions, and I'll go over your questions. I'll give you an answer on here. Are you subscribed to my channel? I have like 5,000 people I subscribe to. How am I supposed to keep that straight without even trying to subscribe? Now, subscribing to me might help you find me again. Write my channel name down. It's Military Industrial Museum. That way, if I get lost in the subscription sauce, you can fish me out. So this is another one, modern material handling. This is really interesting. It's a recent one. This is how they would use the Edison batteries on the forklifts in the warehouses. And this will be in the second edition. But this is really cool. Look at all those. You see those? That's a huge operation. Look at that. So these batteries are out there. They can't have all of it disappeared, right? So, oh, what was I going to do? Okay, say you buy the book. Okay, the book will tell you in the different, this is an early rendition, the different sizes, okay? Even I get confused because this isn't my day job. I work like a blue-collar job, and we're short-staffed, and I'm killing myself every day, and I don't know how much longer I can do this extra stuff I'm doing, you know? It's just enough to wake up, get dressed, go to work, come back, and sleep, and do it 5 times in a row. So, let me find a better one. Darn it. I think this is bad. Try, here we go. So, when you get this book, write some page numbers in it, and, oh crap. And, it might help you find this stuff again. So on this page, it shows you the different sizes, amp hours, whatever. And you got to pay attention to how much electrolyte it takes, because you got to make your own electrolyte. This is an early one because it's got an A12 on there. I don't see the heights. Oh, there it is. Yeah. I don't see A4H on there. So anyway, there's a couple of tables like this in this book. There's actually several. Like, well, that was cool. It just opened to another one. See, they started with a few different ones, and then they started adding the H's for height. That means they're the higher. An A4 became an A4H later. That was an option. So if you look here, they got the specs, okay? That may or may not help you. They go by the 8-hour rate, which is archaic, I think. And then the 5-hour rate. They're thinking basically for a work shift, like a factory work shift. So this gives you an idea, at least the silhouettes of what's out there. What I need to do is have in the second edition, like a you know, back in the military manuals where they had airplane silhouettes, so the anti-aircraft people would know which ones to shoot for. I need to do that with Edison batteries, so you kind of know what to look for. But meanwhile, oh, this is cool too. I found this government data on the Edison battery factory in West Orange, New Jersey. They did a study on it, and it talks about some of the history. It also details how hard it was to make the Edison batteries, and it goes into the Edison cement, which is something I'm interested in. He used to make cement houses and things like that. They're still around in a lot of cases. But this book is an education. Look, it took me a long time to make it. The reason why I haven't bought it yet is you don't believe in yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, how can I believe in you? Anyway, this is like a college course on Edison batteries, okay? They don't teach this stuff in engineering anymore, engineering schools. Do yourself a favor, get it, and then I can come out with a second edition, which will be expanded. So, this is basically what you're gonna find nowadays. An empty Edison battery. It's been drained of its electrolyte. It's in bad shape. When you find them, look for rust, look for insects, look for debris. If there's a rust hole, it's not a bad thing. You just have to learn how to patch steel. Nickel plated steel. There's different ways to do it. You can use like a, depending on where the hole is. If it's on the top, you can use like a rubber sealant. So in the bottom, you're going to have to do some more intensive stuff. So look at the condition. Now these battery tops, I've noticed there's two different kinds. There's this kind, which I think was for automotive, because there's another I'm trying to look at this through the camera. There was a like a skirt that would screw on there, and it would keep the cap from flying off because it's just sitting there loose. It's for like bumpy roads and stuff. The skirt, I've never seen a skirt except in the manuals. But this is also, it's more of an industrial one. It's easy to clean because different salts and different things would start growing. It's kind of cool. It's weird. I don't understand it exactly, but different salts and stuff start growing on stuff. So there's something called Esbeline. It's an analogous to Vaseline. You'd have to Vaseline the tops. So this battery is just unrestored condition. And I bet if I clean it up specifically, when you open these, be careful you don't knock crap down in there. But that has to be cleaned out as much as possible. Clean all the salts and scum off. It's kind of like scummy salt scum because of the potassium hydroxide. Clean it all off, and then you mix up the electrolyte. I've got a couple different recipes, including the Edison original ones. That's another thing I need to put in there. And then supply houses, where to get the chemical supplies. And then I need to talk about distilled water, how to get it, how to buy it, how to test it. It's apparent, and how to, if you have to buy it, how to, you can actually taste it. It's another way of determining if it's what it is, especially nowadays when things are all screwy. Now this is a McGraw Edison. So the Edison storage battery company was sold to McGraw, and then later it was sold to Exide. So I'm going to talk about how to date these by the labels, by the designs of the cases, the wood, different woods. They used things like teak and really hard, dense woods. There's no other woods. I don't want to say too much because I need to look at that again before I talk about it. The nuts were specific. I can't take them off here. They're on there too good. They actually in-cut on the bottom. I'll have to show you an example of that at some point. So you're going to get them like this. Are you ready to start restoring these? This is typical of what you'll find in barn find. Basically, the old timers, they would save their batteries. Edison said to save them with the electrolyte in there, and they could be stored indefinitely. The problem is, a lot of these old timers would dump them. And then hopefully no one put anything weird in there, hopefully they didn't get rainwater ingress or some person tried to put acid. I mean, on all these labels they say don't put acid in them, but some of these labels obviously look like trash, and maybe someone was playing around. They didn't know what they're doing. They didn't read the book. They didn't buy the book for $20, which is a bargain. Maybe if I make it $100, maybe I should jack up the price so you think it's worth your time, huh? Anyway, I'm trying to do you a favor. $20. Get all the knowledge that you can handle. And I'll make a second edition, which will be even worse because you'll be like, I thought I knew everything. No, he knew a little bit. This is a long-term life effort if you're getting to these. And I'm almost afraid because they used mercury that maybe I got too much mercury exposure and now I'm madder than the Hatter. Should check that out. Mercury causing Mad Hatter syndrome. So anyway, I'm kidding. I'm fine. I hope. So anyway, if you haven't bought the book yet, I don't know why you're still watching. Anyway, so anyway, at least look. Tell you what, be cheap, waste your time, waste 10 years. This book will save you 10 years of research. Okay. Anyway, some people are penny wise and dollar dumb. What are they going to tell you? So this is a special connection. It's easy to connect this. Obviously, it's all rusted out. So that's the other fact. You get one of these batteries, maybe it's all rusted out inside and screwed up and no good. So this is like restoring an old car or something. It is a long-term thing. Don't just buy these and not get the knowledge. Know what? This $20, if you get this and you understand the huge Herculean task of getting these going, maybe it'll save you $20 because you'll be like, no, that's not for me. I don't got the time. I don't got the dime. I just want to get some LiFePO 4 and be good. Anyway, I'm getting tired. Yeah, buy the book. It's on Amazon. I'll try to put a link. Look, read all this book and most of your questions will be answered. But if you got a question, leave a question on the video. I'm going to take all these questions I get and incorporate into the second edition. They're commonly asked questions. Where do I get the battery? Well, get the book first. That's my answer. Get the book. This book did not exist last year. It just came out. Okay? Take advantage of modern technical miracles. Like I can make a book. I made a book out of all the manuals and crap I've collected. Okay? And there's a bajillion manuals out there, but they're all like at least $20 to $50 to $100 or more. So you want to pay that much for each individual manual, or do you want the info? I know this could be better. This could be expanded out, and I'll rework that. That takes a long time. Even though this is shoddy compared to what I want it to be, it took a long time, and there's a lot of knowledge in there. Get a magnifying glass where you need. Get in there and start studying for your own amusement. What else? Yeah, if you're easily offended, don't get into these batteries. They will offend you. They will screw you up if you make a mistake. All right, well, I think that's it for now. And what I need to study too is how these cases were made, because a lot of times you'll find these batteries and there's no case left. So I need to detail how these were made, with what the measurements are, what the wood is, what the fixtures are. I need to go into that. So this second book is going to be a huge thing. This is already a encyclopedia, which means it's a book of books. Okay, so I think I'm just wasting my time now talking. So anyway, subscribe to my channel, Military Industrial Museum. Buy my book. Here's the title. It's on Amazon. It's $20. And if I get pissed, I'm gonna raise the price because I'm getting pissed. You guys need to start buying this. Collector's edition, nickel iron alkaline battery, encyclopedia manual, and advertisement compilation. It's Daniel Pearson. I will raise the price out of disgust because there's a basic human psychology. If you think that I'm giving you, or was it? I'm giving you a good deal compared to what I pay for the information. You're paying a micro amount. But there's human psychology. I kind of know a little bit. Check this out, right? So listen, human psychology is, I price this low because I think the value is low. So you think the value is low, so you won't buy it. Now, if I price this high, like $200, this book, you'll think the value is worth $200 because I priced it such. Do you want to play mind games, or you just want to take my advice? Get the book. Get the book. Get the book.